Hi and welcome to the show. Super. How great are candles? Can you imagine just a few decades ago, these flames were the only source of light and heat for human beings? Just look at the beauty of this flame. It has a defined margin, wonderful shape, and it has the ability to illuminate and burn things. If you keep looking into the flame, it is so very calming. It's kind of like a meditation. This candle is obviously a thing of beauty, but have you ever wondered why the candle flame always goes in an upward direction? Wait, let me demonstrate. When I tilt this candle sideways also, the flame goes in the upward direction towards the ceiling. Even when I tilt the candle totally upside down, the flame somehow manages to defy gravity and it still burns in the upward direction. Not only this candle, all flames will go upward. Thank God for electricity. Don't get me wrong, we all can survive without electricity, but we obviously cannot live without electricity. There's a difference between both, and we both know what the difference is. If you do not know why a candle's flame always goes in the upward direction, at the end of this episode of Now You Know, you will know. So in this episode, we are going to see about how a flame always goes in the upward direction, no matter however we tilt the candle or the stick. But before we get into the crux of the episode, I'd like to show you a small video clipping. In this video clipping, there is something similar to a candle which also defies gravity. It was very similar, right? Now let's see about the science behind the flame mystery. Why is a flame, or how is a flame defying gravity and always burns in the upward direction? From the very moment when humans invented fire, we probably would have wondered about the strange properties of the flame. There was a British scientist who lived in the 19th century. His name was Michael Faraday. I actually remember studying about him. He contributed a great deal to the electromagnetism field. So he did a lecture series in London, and 6 of those lectures were about candles. When I first read this fact, I wondered what is there to talk about candles for 6 lectures? What did Michael Faraday exactly talk about? If I were to give a lecture on candles, I would probably say candles. It gives us light, it sheds wax, it burns our fingers, and during Power Kid, 90s kids used to catch small flies or small bugs and burn those alive in candles. That's all. It probably took me like 15 seconds to say all those. But Michael Faraday managed to talk about candles for 6 lectures. He apparently said there is no more open door by which you can enter into the study of science than by considering the physical phenomena of a candle. And then he discussed about what makes a flame bright, how it burns, and why there are different types of, different colors of flames, and how a water vapor is produced by a flame. By the way, did you know that candle flames also produce water vapors? Even I didn't know until I read about all this. Now, a candle flame keeps pointing up because it heats the surrounding air and creates a streaming current around itself. Warm air is thinner and lighter than cooler air. As the air near a flame gets heated, it also rises as it is lighter than the air around it. Then the pull of gravity causes colder, denser air to come down to the base of the flame where warmer air was before. It also gets heated up and rises. This happens continuously. This is called as convection current. When we look at a burning candle, we cannot see this around the flame. But this air that rushes up and the air stream are keeping the flame pointed skyward. The hot gases rising toward the ceiling also give the flame its arrow shape. So no matter how we move the candle, the flame's gases continue to rise up and the flame follows. This convection process also feeds fresh oxygen to the fire. Just like a party balloon which is filled with helium pulls it toward the ceiling, or a hot air balloon points up to the sky no matter how its basket is tilted before takeoff, the flame also always points upwards. But a flame acts and looks very different in a place where gravitational forces are not strong. For example, space station. Experiments on the space station showed that in conditions of microgravity, a candle flame loses its familiar shape and changes color. The air near a flame is still heated, but there are no real currents. So there is a blue flame shaped like a dome. Here on Earth, the upward flow of air is what gives a flame its teardrop shape and causes it to flicker. But odd things happen in space where gravity loses its grip on solids, liquids, and gases. Without gravity, hot air expands but does not move upward. Fires in microgravity are dome-shaped or spherical and sluggish because of thin oxygen flow. If you ignite a piece of paper in microgravity, the fire will just slowly creep along from one end to the other. A flame in microgravity can be small, but it is more strong, capable of surviving on less oxygen, and keeps burning for longer periods of time. So basically, the air around a flame gets heated and rises upward, and so the flame is also always in the upward direction, which you did not know, but now you know.